You are now watching a Lucky Penny Shop product feature. Hey, it's Lucky Penny Shop. Thanks for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited as well. It's been a while since I've had a chance to use the Easy Bake Real Meal oven. Now, if you want to learn more about this oven and the box and all the component pieces, please look at that description. I have a video already made for that. This one is actually going to feature my bonus blender because at the time you could get this blender. Now, in my 2 years of searching, at least on eBay and other sources for shopping, this is only the second blender I have seen. Now, you might have one in your collection. If you do, or don't even realize what it is, hold on to it because they're very hard to find. So when I come back, I'll have this all out of the box and we'll go over what I'm going to make today in my Real Meal oven. Okay, I thought it'd be good to maybe go over a few things before we get started so you understand this oven. Now, this does not use a light bulb, it uses a heating element, and the pans themselves are deeper than regular Easy Bake pans. The oven itself plugs in, plus there's a battery. Let me set this here for 1 minute. So you'll hear the timer go off. That goes under here, okay, and that actually pulls out so you can pull your tray out. And then the front right section, that's storage. This is actually a warming area where you can keep your food warm, and it heats up pretty good. And then, of course, the pans go in this way with your pan pusher. Okay, enough of the oven. The blender, check that out. There is the original little sheet for that. Now, if you look at that blender, oh, by the way, they want you to make milkshakes in it, but I've done so many milkshakes, I want to do something different. So that's what I'm going to do. Something different today. But let's do this. Headphone users, get ready. I am going to press this. It's quite loud, so here we go. Now, this blender you've seen before. If you watch my Queasy Bake Oven video, but it's a totally different coloring. Look at the handle. Doesn't it kind of look like a worm in there? So it fits the Queasy Bake theme with this goopy side. And then, oh, there you go. That's a minute. And then the paddle's a little bit different on this one. Otherwise, it is the exact same blender. All right, so what am I going to do today? Well, going back to my spreadsheet, which you may or may not know about, go watch the last 3 or 4 videos and you will see. This is one of the items that I've never made in this oven, and I have the macaroni and cheese. And I thought, well, let's really push this to the limit. I want to see if I can cook meat in this thing. So I'm going to do Sloppy Joe, and I'm going to use this for all my other ingredients, but I'm going to first get the meat going. So let's do that. I'll come back. We'll get the ground beef ready, get that going in the oven, and then we'll, of course, continue on through the process till I have a complete real meal. Okay, so starting our meal, I wanted to get the beef going first, so I just have regular ground beef. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, they never intended this to be this way. And I'm saying to myself, well, let's test it out. I did some pre-check on the temperatures, and it gets up over 165 degrees in there. So for ground beef, you want to be at a minimum of 160, so we know it's going to do it. And then even this cooling chamber up here got up to 140 degrees plus. So you definitely don't want to stick your hand in there, but it's a good place to keep the beef while I do the macaroni and cheese. So let me just get a little bit of this in here. Well, we'll just fill up the bottom of the tray. These trays are taller, so you have more room here to put taller items. So if you're an Easy Bake fan and like the oven and you want to do bigger cakes, this might be the way to go. Now, most of the real meals all want you to put some kind of moisture in there, so let's get that going. Let me put a little bit. Okay, so I just wanted to get that like that. I'll mix it up a little more later. So I have some water. I think we'll do 2. We're experimenting now. All right, so I'm going to set the timer now. I'll put this in. So basically like, ooh, a little salt and a little pepper. Almost forgot. Okay. Ooh, that comes out better. Nice. Okay, that's good. Okay, like any test, you got to see what works and doesn't work. So here we go. So they always want to make sure that when you put this in, that it goes past the first door and stops before the second door. So you'll kind of hear it, the door. Okay, that's not in enough. Not in enough. There, that dropped. All right, I'm going to set this for 10 minutes now. and then we'll check it. Okay, so when I come back then, I'm going to make the sauce that's going to go in my Sloppy Joe. All right, so I'm sure everybody has their own way of making Sloppy Joe. This is kind of something that I've been doing for a while now. So I take just regular tomato sauce. That's going to give you a nice base here. And I'm thinking, if it could handle ice cream, it should be able to handle this. Okay, a little tomato sauce. And then this is barbecue sauce. Kick it in there just a little bit. And then just a tiny bit of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, and then ketchup. That's kind of the main thing I usually put in. Ooh, that's going to be hard to get out of there. Here, maybe I'll just do it this way. Okay, and then of course, salt and pepper. It's more than I'm going to need, but I got to get it up at least to a certain height on that paddle. It looks like we're going to make it, so. There you go. And then I'll probably just give it a little bit of water to kind of help out. Let me see. Oh yeah, it should hit some of it. There we go. Okay, salt and pepper. I don't need a lot of salt. Got that in the barbecue sauce, but we'll give it a little pepper to give it a little kick there. Okay, here we go. It is time to test the blender. Let's see what happens. Oh, wait. Let's get you a better view. I'll be right back. Okay, a little side shot. Now I added a little bit more to bring it up to that first level on the mixing paddle. So let's see what happens here. Well, it's working. I figured if I could handle ice cream and milk, it should be able to do this. But I'll tell you what, let's get a top-down shot. Let me take this off. I think we'll be okay. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. So let me just show you now how well it's doing. You almost think that that paddle should go down a little bit more, so you make sure you're getting stuff at the bottom, but it looks like it's mixing it really nice. All right, believe it or not, I have 2 minutes on the oven, so I'll take some of this, add it to the meat, and then probably put that in the warming area and start the macaroni and cheese. I know I should stop talking, but it's fun to use my mini mixer here. Let me know what you think. I was thinking about grabbing all my mini mixers, some you haven't even seen, and put them all in one video so you can kind of see them all. All right, I will be back now. Timer goes off in 1 minute. All right, here we go. Been about 10 minutes. Let's push it through. Now, like I said, I did check heat-wise, temperature-wise, and it should be fine. And let's just see. Let me pull this out a little bit. Definitely, it is totally cooked. I don't see anything that would indicate any kind of redness. I'll give you a nice close-up so you could see it. Now, it is hot. Oh, yeah, definitely cooked. All right, so let me strain the liquid out, and then I'll mix up my Sloppy Joe mix in there, put that in the warmer, and then start the macaroni and cheese. All right, here we go. This is warm, so let me just get some of this out. It is definitely cooked. Let me break this up a little bit so you can see. So normally when I make Sloppy Joe, I always brown the meat first, so that's kind of the process I'm following. Then I add all my other ingredients and then I let it cook for a while. So that's why I thought 10 minutes in that warmer should be just fine. Here, I'll give you a close-up. It is perfectly cooked. And then, of course, I'm not going to need all this. Still looks really moist. I think I might put a little more in. Okay. All right, so let me get this into the warmer. So that should cook more. We'll check that. Maybe I'll give you a little temperature look so you can see how hot that really is in the warmer. All right, let's get this in the warmer. All right, I did want to show you now. I'm going to have to be careful here because this does get pretty hot. Look at this. 159 in there, in that spot, right on the bottom. So it's going to continue to cook, which is what I want, but I'll need to continue to monitor that. I don't want it to dry out. So I'm going to leave it near the outside edge. Okay, and then now the mix for the macaroni and cheese. Someone bought it at Kmart for $4.99 way back when. 2004. Now I had to get this just to find this. These have been the hardest mixes for me to find. So there is the macaroni packet. Now interestingly enough, they had a set of instructions, but they say not to follow this. This was a 1/4 cup of warm water. Then they said, important notice, for real meal macaroni and cheese instructions, please follow these instructions, which is 3 tablespoons. Okay, pour macaroni into cooking pan, add 3 tablespoons of water, which I have set here. Okay, let's see what this macaroni looks like. I'm a huge macaroni and cheese fan, but I don't know about you guys out there, but I am. It's kind of like almost a staple once a week. I do make it from scratch too sometimes. Okay, so it just looks like a regular noodle. And then 3, oh, that one almost snuck by me. Now this is pre-measured. Okay, see how simple that is? There's my cheese powder. Then it says, place pan in chamber chute. Okay, let's turn it this way. While I'm here though, I should be able to get you a temperature. Hold on a second. And set for 10 minutes, all right? Set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start. All right, here, I'll just push this in part way. That's going to leave the door open. And if I peek in there and try to it's hitting the plastic now, 172. So it definitely gets hot enough. Okay, when you hear that second or that door drop, you know you're good. All right, so I'll keep checking back with this. I have 10 minutes, and then we'll eventually have macaroni and cheese with Sloppy Joe. Okay, I have 2 minutes. I've been checking on this. It looks to be pretty good. It's actually hard to get out. It's so deep in there. I might just give it a quick mix while I got you here before that timer goes off again. Yeah, it's hot enough to the touch where you don't want to touch the little pan, so you do need to be careful with this oven. Well, with any oven for that. And I got to tell you, it's been pretty funny all day. Well, when I started thinking, hey, let me do the real meal, and then I saw the Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial where the Kentucky Fried, the Colonel is going, real meal for $5, a real meal for $5. So I've been saying that all day. All right, so one last thing. Time is almost up. It says, okay, add half the contents of the cheese powder mix packet. So it's about to go off. So when I come back, well, actually it says to let that sit in the cooling chamber for 10 minutes. So I think I'm going to give it a little less time just so that it stays nice and hot. Oh, it's about to go off here. Let me just grab it while I got you here. Got 1 minute left. Not even. Yeah, so I saw that Kentucky Fried commercial. I just keep saying real meal for $5, real meal for $5. Anybody seen that commercial? Let me know in the comments. It's been driving me crazy. All right, I'm killing time. And action. And it's been a minute. Okay. There we go. Oh, let me push this one in first. Okay. Push that through. So 10 minutes to let it sit. I think that's excessively long to let this cool down. What do you think? Do you agree? Okay, and it said if there's any moisture in there, don't remove it. Okay, yeah. I think I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna take this, mix this up a little bit because the noodles on the top seem a little dry, but let me just take a couple. They are done. I bet when I turn it over and let it sit for a few minutes, they will cook even more. So I will come right back and mix the cheese in. All right, so did anybody out there say real meal for $5? I bet you at least one person did. Half the cheese packet. Here we go. I don't know what half is, so let me just take out 1 scoop. 2 scoops, I think that's it. And then mix it up. There's a lot of moisture on the bottom. This happened to the spaghetti that I made. I made another noodle and a lot of it broke up. I think that's just par for the course. Oh, it's starting to get cheesy. You can hear it too. I'm being gentle. And I'm gonna try to, I've been trying to use the tools that come with it, even though I have a ton of little tools that would make for a better mixer than this. Okay, look at that. There's that. Now let me bring in that, and let me grab my Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe. There's my 2. Still hot. Okay. I'll tell you what, let me bring in my plate. I had 2 plates, but I think I'll just put it both on 1 plate and give it a taste while it's all warm and ready. Let me get a paper towel here and clean this off. I have to say, overall, looks good, and it came out pretty good. Okay, macaroni and cheese. It actually has that macaroni and cheesy kind of look to it. It's cheesy. There's that. I will eat with a regular spoon. All right, that's a good question. Your macaroni and cheese, do you eat it with a fork or a spoon? And then your Sloppy Joe. Now, normally Sloppy Joe I'll put on a nice bun, but I'll eat it like this too. This looks like a good combination. Okay, there is my meal. Take a look. Real meal for less than $5. All right, tasting time. So, I'm going to try them separately and then together. Here's the macaroni and cheese. Okay, it tastes like Kraft macaroni and cheese, the powdered Kraft. You know which one I'm talking about? And then here is my Sloppy Joe. That came out good. It's got a little spicy bite to the back end of that. And now mixing them. Would you eat it that way? I'll try to remember all these questions, but... Ooh, I think that's the way I like it. It's like a chili mac almost, but with Sloppy Joe. All right, well, there you go. That is the second time I've used this oven. Now, there's other mixes that I have not been able to find, but at least we tried something completely different with the Sloppy Joe. We know we can cook meat in it because it gets hot enough. So try to answer every question I asked you. Real meal for $5. Real meal for $5. And let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video. And thanks for watching. And if you can, it's critical now that I get some more watchers out there. We need some more watching on our videos. If you have time in your schedule, maybe more coming up with the Thanksgiving holiday or weekend. If you can, it would really help me and Lucky Penny Shop. Later. If you're looking for the item you just saw in the video, click here. Watch more videos by clicking here. Don't forget to share on social media and give a thumbs up.
Hey, LPS-Dave.
What's up, Butch?
Make sure they don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yeah, please click here to subscribe to Lucky Penny Shop. And always remember, when you see a lucky penny,
pick it up.